Let's test your ability to read people's genuine emotions without masks or pretense. Detecting a fake smile is actually quite simple. It's based on a well-known effect that I covered in one of my previous videos. The key is that when a smile is genuine, the person's facial muscles around the eyes also contract. So they're smiling not just with their mouth, but with their eyes as well. But if only the mouth is moving while the eyes look sad, then it's a forced smile, just a mask. I've gathered 15 useful psychological life hacks that will serve you well in life. Let's dive in. Psychologists have done studies on where people lie the most. Turns out in email communication, people lie 14% of the time. Using messengers or text, it's 21%. In face-to-face interactions, it's 27%. But over the phone, the rate jumps to 37%. Psychologists think people lie least through email because there's a sense that their lies can be easily documented. Everything is in writing, so they can't say you misunderstood or I didn't say that. If you want someone to give honest, incriminating testimony, just tell them, don't tell me, write it to me by email. Why do people lie most over the phone? Because it's easier to hide facial expressions. The lie rate is lower in person because you have to fake a whole face, but on the phone, that's not an issue. If you want to appear more important in a group or claim leadership, position yourself at the center. For example, in a row of seats, don't sit in the middle. In a crowd, stand in the center. There's a simple psychological effect at play. People tend to give more authority to those in the middle. It's subconscious. Studies of the game show weakest link found that 45% of the time, the winner was the person simply standing in the center. Those on the edges only won 10%, regardless of ability. People instinctively defer to those in the middle. When a guest or subordinate comes to report to you, you can seat them in a soft chair or a hard one. A hard chair makes them subconsciously see you as more strict, authoritative, and resolute. A comfortable armchair makes them feel an informal connection, that you're more pleasant, homely, and understanding. Use this technique to get the effect you want. Want to quickly get a sense of someone? Just ask what kind of pet they have. Research shows fish owners tend to be happier, dog owners are more social and cheerful, cat owners are more emotionally attached and sensitive, and reptile owners are more independent. By the way, what pet do you have? I used to have a dog, and if I got another, I'd probably get another dog. If you want to become more popular and respected, use the 1-second rule. Simply wait 1 second before responding to someone. This will make small changes in your speech tempo, but the effect is very noticeable. First, it gives you more time to thoughtfully formulate your response, so you'll sound more authoritative and articulate, with fewer filler words. It also prevents you from interrupting the other person. No one likes being cut off, but the 1-second pause makes the other person feel heard and that you were listening closely. There's a simple way to instantly test someone's honesty. It's often used by bosses and is a common tactic in intelligence agencies when hiring new staff. Say a new employee is hired for a sensitive role, like guarding bank vaults or doing armored car work. On their first payday, the envelope contains a bit more than their actual salary, say $30,000 instead of the $35,000 owed. The logic is that an honest, principled person will point out the error, but most people would simply take the extra money as their due. The key is the employee must know their true salary is $30,000 with no other options. So if you ever get a paycheck with a little extra, it may be a test of your integrity. Ever had trouble navigating a dense crowd? There's a simple trick to cut through faster and avoid collisions. Don't look directly at the eyes of oncoming people. Look slightly to the side. If there are two people, look right between them. The human eye is wired to instantly detect when someone is looking at us, but if you use peripheral vision to signal that you need to pass through the space next to them, people will subconsciously make way. Trouble falling asleep? Try the 4-7-8 breathing exercise. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Just keep repeating this until you nod off. According to a Harvard professor, it's one of the most effective ways to quickly fall asleep. The rhythmic breathing quickly calms the nervous system. Ancient Indian yogis used this technique. It works not just for sleep, but also to relieve stress and relax. There's a memory trick that says people best remember the first and last things they hear, while the middle tends to fade. Use this in speeches. Start with a medium point, then a minor one, ending with the most important. Or as a salesperson, make your weakest argument first, then a slightly stronger one, finishing with your knockout punch. This beginning, middle, end pattern helps ensure your key points stick. Researchers did an experiment in the city, dropping wallets with a small amount of cash and a photo inside. The return rate varied greatly depending on the photo: 88% for a child, 53% for a dog, 48% for a family, and just 28% for an elderly couple. The conclusion is we feel more responsible when we see a child, an innate evolutionary response to help the young. So if you want a lost wallet or phone returned, consider using a child's photo. The simplest way to lose weight? Start with your diet. How to easily eat less? Studies show just giving people smaller plates can reduce intake by 20%. Restaurants use this trick too, especially with all-you-can-eat buffets. The smaller plates make portions look more substantial. It works the same way for everyone. To master any skill, playing an instrument, programming, psychology, use the 15-minute rule. Even Einstein endorsed it. Devote just 15 focused minutes daily, and over time you'll become an expert. It may take months or years, but 15 minutes is so little, anyone can do it. Sleep is crucial for brain function. Studies show sharp declines in cognitive performance and reaction time with just a little sleep deprivation. One test had 3 groups: 8, 9 hours, 5, 6 hours, and 4 hours of sleep. The well-rested aced intelligence tests, while the 4-hour group bombed. But the 5, 6-hour group thought they felt fine, yet also scored poorly. Lack of sleep can dull our awareness of declining mental abilities. The 6 for 30 inches rule helps ensure great sleep long-term. No caffeine for 6 hours before bed, as it blocks melatonin production. And no screens for 30 minutes before sleep, as the blue light disrupts melatonin too. Follow this simple formula, and you'll wake up sharper and healthier. Want to truly change a habit, good or bad? Try the bracelet method. Wear a bracelet on one wrist. Every time you slip up, move it to the other wrist. The desire to keep it on one side for 21 days is incredibly motivating. It harnesses psychological principles to rewire your habits. Finally, after learning new information, spend 30 seconds summarizing the key points. This 30-second rule dramatically improves retention versus just passively absorbing the content. The brain needs that active review to solidify memories. Try it next time you watch an informative video. Let me know in the comments which life hack seems most useful to you. And be sure to subscribe for more videos like this. If you enjoyed it, please share with friends and hit that like button. I put a lot of effort into this.